GTA 5 and GTA 5 Online has introduced some fantastic characters in their time, so today I present to you 50 interesting facts about those characters that you probably didn't know. And please subscribe if you do enjoy this video, it really helps me out, and now let's get started. You can see Tom Connors on the Diamond Casino floor touching his ear as if he's using an earpiece, but upon further examination, he isn't actually wearing one. The office assistant can sometimes be heard typing, but is actually eternally writing an email to someone. They've only written "Dear Sirs" so far, so maybe by the time GTA 6 is out, they will be done. Laszlo will only make an appearance dancing on the floor in the nightclub if you have high popularity, otherwise he will be seen in the office areas only. Agent 14 was actually the one who gave us the ability to remove our wanted level for free after completing Act 3 of the Doomsday Heist. I thought it was Lester at first rewarding us, but Agent 14 actually gave Lester the go-ahead to let us off the hook for free, so shout out Agent 14. You can see the impact of Rockstar greed just by the characters of the updates. For example, in After Hours, they introduced Tony Prince, a beloved character from Grand Theft Auto 4 who is heavily involved in the update. They have phone calls, Tony is in cutscenes, I mean, his face is all over this update. The actor probably wanted a certain amount of money and Rockstar paid it. But in the Chop Shop, they also reintroduced another beloved character from GTA 4 in Yusuf Amir. But Rockstar wasn't willing to pay him for a full effort's work, so he just pops in for one cutscene, does a couple of voice lines for cell missions, and that is all. Truly sad to see. Due to Lester's wasting disease, he has sometimes used a wheelchair to get around. However, we only see this in 2013 in the GTA 5 story mode. In GTA Online, he has rarely used the wheelchair and sometimes just uses a cane, implying that his condition has improved since 2013.
Do they call it a wasting disease because you waste people's time?
Trevor is still confirmed to be alive and in Los Santos, as Jimmy indirectly mentions him in the arcade.
Oh, wait, I just remembered someone. He's the second weirdest uncle in history.
In Simeon's office, there is a picture of a car that has never been released even to this day. It almost looks like a wide-body Grizzly and maybe a PT Cruiser had a baby. And both of those cars are not very beautiful, so their baby may look somewhat deformed. Lamar has always been someone who feels that they deserve credit for someone's success. We first saw this when Franklin started making real money. Lamar felt entitled to some as he thinks that Franklin would be nothing without him. We see this again in GTA Online when Lamar meets our player in the agency with Franklin. He said that he has seen us when we first started, and now he thinks that we owe him something to thank him for all the success.
I remember her when she was broke as fuck. She barely can get a motherfucking coach seat. Now all of a sudden eating grapes in the cockpit with the captain.
Agent ULP was voiced by a different voice actor than the one that worked on GTA 4. Unfortunately, the actor Milton James passed away, but Rockstar carried on the character and the legacy of him through Agent ULP in GTA 5 and GTA Online. It's implied in the story mode that all of the O'Neal brothers were wiped out by Trevor, but in GTA Online, one of the bounty targets is an O'Neal brother, so apparently that wasn't true. Franklin's cousin on Life Invader, Tavel Clinton, made a post referencing Roman's cab company from GTA 4. The post says, "Roman's taxi service equals worst cab company ever." This also proves that the ending with Kate dying is the canonical ending in GTA 4, which also means that Roman is still alive. Gerald made an appearance in GTA 5 story mode before entering GTA Online. He can only be seen making posts on Life Invader though, and does not actually make a physical appearance. Michael is known to love watching movies, and his famous quote, "You forget 1,000 things every day, make sure this is one of them," is actually from a movie, which Trevor confirms.
Who is this guy using my dead friend's tired-ass movie quotes? With my dead friend's alias? And my—
The scene of Martin Madrazo hitting Michael with a baseball bat went slightly wrong when filming. Michael's actor Ned Luke was supposed to be hit by the bat on the side with padding, but instead was accidentally hit on the side without the padding, thus injuring him.
Martin Madrazo thing, where by the way, the guy almost broke my arm who played Martin Madrazo, hit me with the baseball bat. He hit me with the unwrapped side of it. So like the stick was on a stick, and it was wrapped in foam, but one side was exposed, hard still. And this guy, you know, he's supposed to hit me with the foam side. He hit me with the hard side, and I mean all the rolling around on the floor and the agony that I was in. That wasn't acting. That was for real. But I kept.
In the mission Daddy's Little Girl, Michael suggests to Jimmy that they go out on a bike ride for some quality time. So they go to the beach, and Jimmy later rats out Tracy's wild habits, and Michael replies, "So this is why you brought me here, isn't it?" But Michael was the one to suggest to Jimmy that they go bike riding in the first place, so this doesn't make sense.
This is the reason you brought me here, isn't it? You fuck.
Franklin, Michael, and Trevor each have their own unique method of breaking into a car. In the mission The Long Stretch, if you make it to the ladder while escaping the scrapyard before Stretch and Lamar, you will not be able to continue and you will need to let them pass first. Chop originally was supposed to stay with Franklin only temporarily, but of course he ends up staying with him all the way till the contract and beyond. After the contract, Franklin's house receives some updates around the pool area, including some beach balls and a kid's slide, implying that Franklin had become a dad in between the events of GTA 5 Story Mode and modern day GTA Online. These plaques at Record A Studios reference multiple characters from GTA San Andreas. In the casino heist introductory cutscene, Lester mentions that he was looking into robbing the casino already before being approached by Tao Cheng's sister, but ultimately didn't go through with it. Maybe he thought it would be too difficult or there would be no reason to rob it, but ultimately he does it for Georgina. What a simp. If you bump into Avi Schwartzman in the arcade, he will ask, "How do I smell?"
How do I smell?
When switching to Trevor, he will sometimes just be swimming in the Alamo Sea. No swimming gear or nothing, just jeans and a t-shirt. After letting Tao Cheng and his translator out of the ice fridge, they get into a random car and ride away. They end up making a contract with the O'Neills, and the car that they got in was actually being drove by an O'Neill. In Franklin's office in the agency, he has his Employee of the Month plaque from back when he worked at Simeon's, but Simeon made himself Employee of the Month after. Oddly enough, you can still see the indentation of Franklin Clinton written on the bottom of the plaque as Simeon's, implying that this is the same plaque, but Simeon just rearranged his name over. So either Franklin got a dupe of the plaque, or this is some oversight by Rockstar. When Trevor first moves into Floyd's apartment in Los Santos, it gets messy, so Deborah leaves a note to Floyd asking if he can clean up the kitchen area, and you can actually see Floyd cleaning up, remarking about how it smells like meth. Inside Floyd's apartment, there's a shelf of books that are either unfinished or maybe Rockstar was just having some fun, because they are all titled something extremely generic, like comedy film. Trevor's flying skills are so good because he actually served in the Canadian Air Force, which he confirms in a Rampage mission.
I was in the Air Force. I served my country.
Players were eagerly waiting for Heist originally in GTA Online, so Rockstar acknowledged the hype through Lester in the original Heist cutscene trailer, who says something to the extent of, "I know you were waiting, but you weren't ready."
I know you've been complaining, but you weren't ready.
Agent 14 was kidnapped in the Doomsday Heist because he was caught running the same path every day.
Do the same run every morning, only this morning I was drugged and in an upright spinner bag before my pulse hit 80.
If you choose to hang out with Trevor as Franklin after completing option C, he will talk about how he isn't really mad that Michael killed Brad, as he probably would have done it himself at some point because of Brad's attitude.
Yeah, really. If I'm completely honest with you, Brad was a bit of a dick.
The dude who got killed?
Yeah, I mean, would I have done it one day? Maybe. Probably likely. Wouldn't have done it in such an underhanded fashion, and the authorities wouldn't have been involved, but yeah, bit of a dick.
After escaping the cops in Hood Safari, Lamar gives Trevor a lesson on modern gang culture.
Why aren't you like head to foot in green with the ballers like head to foot in purple?
Man, that's old school, man. We don't do that shit no more.
Oh yeah? So how you know what side someone's on?
Man, you just know. The ballers might wear a purple hat, or like a shirt with some purple in it, or maybe like a hat with a B on it for the baller shit. And you know how we get down, the families, we rock the feuds hats with it.
Trevor describes the first time he killed someone to Lamar during Pac-Man on the way to Paleto Bay.
I play peacemaker, concerned citizen. I get close to the old guy and I pull out this flare gun I'm carrying around, squeeze the thing off in his eye.
Shit.
It was horrible. We had to pick up the body and dump it in a lake on the way. Thing was still burning in his head when we dropped him. Plane never smelt the same. Both of us threw up when we landed. It was quite a baptism.
You ain't never clapped nobody before?
Not really.
At the start of Hood Safari, Franklin tells Lamar that he's just trying to get some rest and not do anything, but he's at his aunt's crib, and by now you could have moved out if you had completed the first Lester assassination mission. So Franklin trying to rest here could make no sense depending on when you choose to do the assassination mission. If you get injured around other families' gang members as Franklin, they will come to your assistance and back you up. Sometimes when swapping to Franklin, he will be sitting on an invisible chair. Lester makes Jimmy work for the arcade originally in the Diamond Casino heist, telling him that he needs to start small, then he could work his way up. Yeah, that was 5 years ago, and Jimmy is still working there today. At least the minimum wage was raised in California, am I right? Alright, next fact, guys. Come on, roll it. If Michael kicks this NPC in Mr. Richards, they will die upon impact. The right kick from hell, I guess. In the last Border Patrol mission, Trevor comes across a man who is unbothered when Trevor pulls a gun on him. This baffles Trevor, as usually everyone is scared of him. He then kills the 2 Border Patrol agents for free because he respects the man. Franklin's skydiver outfit produces a unique noise while walking. There's a random event of a woman about to be buried alive in Paleto Bay that can sometimes be encountered. Could possibly be a reference to the movie Kill Bill, in which the protagonist is also buried alive under similar circumstances. After completing the Maze Bank parachute jump with Dom, if you kick his car, he will become angry at you and become a hostile NPC. When going to the Vanilla Unicorn as Michael, the bouncer will sometimes recognize him, probably from his former days of mischief. Sorry, Amanda.
Mr. DeSant, good to see you.
You can initiate a phone call with Lamar during the third way, after wiping out the Foundry team, in which Franklin thanks Lamar for everything.
Be helpful, you heard me?
I'm serious, dawg. That's Hood. Michael and Trevor too. We grateful. You a real homie, and I love you, dawg.
In the helicopter approach in the Bureau raid, if you land on the FIB roof too fast, Franklin will always fail to stick the landing, thus failing the mission. If you keep on doing this will keep on happening, thus forcing a soft lock every single time. You have to kind of hesitate to leave the chopper, or else this will continue to happen.
Okay.
If Franklin drives in front of the other driver during the big score getaway while escaping from the cops in the tunnel, the other driver will shove Franklin's car out of the way with the force from Zeus himself. In the third way, Franklin arrives in his Buffalo to the Foundry, but his bagger magically appears when leaving to go kill Chang. After completing the mission to get meds for Trevor's mom, it will not be available to be replayed, suggesting it might not have happened to begin with. Don Percival makes his only cameo in the game after completing the final mission in email form. He emails Michael that he is thankful that they killed Devin Weston, as he was able to make some money off of his death, but not to test him any further. Don Percival owns Merryweather, and was also somewhat recently mentioned in the Doomsday heist as he was in bed with Avon Hertz. He's been an immensely important character in the GTA 5 story, despite not making a physical appearance, which leads me to believe that we could see him in the GTA 6 story, but only time will tell. And that is it, everyone. Thank you, followers or follower people. I don't know. I need a fandom name. Leave a fandom name down in the comments. And also thank you to Byron. If you'd like to be like Byron, just become a channel member. And that is all. Have a great day or night or evening. I'll see you all later. Goodbye.